All right, what's going on, guys? So we have some breaking NFL news, some breaking Titans news here that, in my opinion, could be relevant for the New York Jets. All right. Now, of course, we still don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. We don't know what's happening with the contract situation. I mean, there's a ton of different reports out there right now, all contradicting each other, which is a little frustrating, right? I mean, we have reports saying that it's the contract that's the holdup, it's Aaron's decision, it's the trade compensation, all these different things coming out right now. But I think really when it comes down, when we're looking at Aaron Rodgers and this whole situation, only time is going to tell. And the underlying theme of this whole thing, at least for me, like this is how I'm viewing the situation. The New York Jets are going to do what it takes. It seems like the Packers want to move off of them. So for me, I think it is just going to come down to what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. If he wants to play for the Jets, then he's going to be playing for the Jets. If he wants to stick with the Packers for another season, that's what's going to happen. If he wants to retire, he's going to retire. So I think it just comes down to that. And we can listen to Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter, where they both make a good point. I know Rodgers has called out both of those guys, but they do make a good point when they say nothing that Aaron Rodgers does is rash. It goes without thinking. It goes without planning. He's a thoughtful dude, and with his decision, with his future here, he's not going to just snap his fingers and say, yeah, I'll just join the Jets, or you know what, I'll just retire. He's going to put a lot of time into the decision. Okay, so outside of the Aaron Rodgers rumors and speculation, we can start looking ahead to free agency. And I really, a part of me, I don't even really want to dive into this right now because it's just so up in the air. Like there's players being rumored to be traded to Green Bay. Who are those players going to be? Again, what's the cap situation going to look like? Will the Jets even have money to spend in free agency? There's so many different question marks, but just to tune everything out for a second and look at this one player in a vacuum, it's Ben Jones from the Tennessee Titans. He was just released from the team, and I gotta be honest, with Connor McGovern set to hit the open market, with rumors that the New York Jets might not be able to pay McGovern what he wants, could Ben Jones, a guy who's 33 years old, a guy who has been an absolute Iron Man throughout the course of his career, spent time on two different teams, the Houston Texans and of course the Tennessee Titans here. Can a guy in Ben Jones make sense for this Jets offense moving forward? Jones is literally one of the better offensive linemen in Titans history. Like this in pass pro and run blocking. Again, he's been consistent. He hardly misses time. He did miss some time this past season with concussions, but I mean, you look at Jones's career. I mean, he is solid. You can Sharpie him in to start pretty much every single Sunday here, and that's what I really liked about McGovern. I know he's not this elite top 3, top 5 center, but the one thing I liked about McGovern, especially with all the injuries at tackle and guard too, McGovern seemed to be a constant there. And although he wasn't perfect on the field, I do appreciate how he actually was on the field. And the reason why I think Jones makes a lot of sense for the Jets here is because Keith Carter is now the Jets' running game coordinator and offensive line coach. He came from Tennessee. Todd Downing, who was the Titans offensive coordinator, spent time in the Titans organization before becoming OC, is now the Jets passing game coordinator. Okay, so we have two coaches that have direct ties to Jones here. And, I know this sounds absolutely crazy, but you can make this argument if you wanted to. Jones might be a better fit for the Jets because of continuity with the staff. McGovern, obviously he's been a Jet for a couple years now, but we have a new offensive coordinator, a new running game coordinator, a new passing game coordinator, and a new O-line coach. Mike LaFleur was fired. John Benton isn't back. So Ben Jones actually has more playing experience with the coaches in-house for this Jets team. And I think when we bring up the money conversation, McGovern and Jones, they're probably going to get right around the same mark. One probably maybe a little bit higher, one a little bit lower. But I mean, we look at Jones' current deal. He's coming off a 2-year deal worth $14 million, averages out to around $7 million. I think anywhere from $7 to $11 million can sign you Ben Jones. Now, do the Jets think it's worth it? Would the Jets rather bring McGovern back for a similar price? Would the Jets, prefer to not invest money in the center position at all and maybe draft one, assuming that they have picks and they don't trade, their higher picks for Aaron Rodgers, because I do think it would be a little irresponsible for the Jets to not go after Jones, not bring back Mcgovern, not really target center at all, trade these top picks, and then draft a center in the 4th round, and that's the starting guy. That's plan A. I don't think that's going to happen, but worst case scenario, I just don't want to go down a road like that. So for me, it makes all the sense in the world. I don't want to overlook center. I don't want to overlook offensive line. Yes, of course, Chuck Clark now at safety. That was really, really cool. All the Jets traded was a 7th round pick. Sweet. But offensive line, right? So much buzz about Aaron Rodgers right now. We have to protect him. Breece Hall coming back. Arguably could have won Rookie of the Year last season if he stayed healthy. We have to create holes for him. We have to build a solid offensive line, because I feel like I can speak for all the Jets fans here. The last thing we want is to go out and trade Aaron Rodgers, pay him this big money deal, and he's being sacked. He can't stand in the pocket because the offensive line production is not there. Or Breece Hall's expected production dips because we just don't have a solid run blocking offensive line. Granted, we have guys coming back from injury. I'm pumped about it, but we had so many guys on the roster last year, and at the end, it wasn't enough. So if the Jets are going all in with A-Rod, we need to be 1,000% sure that we have we need to exhaust every opportunity to build this offensive line up. I just don't want it to be a weak spot or the Achilles heel for the 2023 New York Jets. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.